What's up, guys? Justin here with another pickups video, and I'm assuming this video will probably get posted after the weekend, so some of you might be expecting garage sale pickups, but I'm actually going to save our garage sale finds from this last weekend for our next video, just because I picked up quite a bit of stuff outside of the garage sales recently, and I want to keep everything, at least somewhat current. So I'm actually going to start out with a trade package that I received from a brand new YouTuber on here, Married Guy Gamer. I'd given him a little bit of a shout out on our Facebook page last week when I received his trade package, but I'll put his link down in the description below. Definitely go check him out, subscribe to him, leave him a comment. His first video is actually the one where he shows what he received from me in the trade, and I think he has one or two other videos posted right now as well. He's been finding some really good stuff, so go check him out, welcome him here on YouTube. So I sent him some PS1 stuff and a little bit of cash, and in return he sent me some PlayStation 1 stuff as well. So I'll start out with these. Got two brand new PS1 controllers, PSONE. So these are the ones that were released with the slim model of the system, I believe, and both these are brand new in the original packaging. Very cool to get these. I don't plan on opening them. I have plenty of extra PS1 controllers, but it was awesome to get these as display pieces. Probably the coolest thing though that I got in the trade with him was this boxed LCD screen here. And probably the coolest thing about this is that it's actually made by Sony. I know there was other companies that made flip screens like this. I think Intech made one for the GameCube, and I think Intech made one for the original Xbox as well. I've seen that before. But it was awesome to get one that was actually made by Sony. They're actually taking it out of the box here so you guys can see exactly what it looks like. It's pretty small, but just plugs into the back of the system here, and obviously you still have to find a way to power the system and the screen, but it just flips up and down. And I've actually owned one of these in the past. I got it in a big bundle of stuff a while ago, and at the time I really wasn't collecting PS1 stuff, and I really had nowhere to store it without worrying about it breaking or anything like that. So I just got rid of that one, but I'm definitely going to be hanging onto this one now that I have a way to store and protect it. And then the last thing he sent me was the actual PS1 Slim system here, and this one did come in a box. It's not the original box, it's actually a refurbished box, but a box nonetheless. And in here is also the power adapter and the manuals that came with the system. So I want to give a big thank you to Married Guy Gamer for the awesome trade. I'm sure we'll be doing another one in the near future. Again, his link is down in the description. Go check him out, subscribe to him, leave him a comment, and welcome him here on YouTube. But sticking with the whole PS1 theme, I'm going to move on to some St. Vincent de Paul finds from last week. I went in there and actually found another PS1 system here. This one was actually pretty decked out. It had 2 memory cards in it. Also came with the first-party controller and 2 different AV cords. Now this is the model 1001, so it's actually the one that has the AV jacks in the back, which I thought was kind of cool. And I have an extra power adapter I can pair with this, but the whole bundle was $4.95, which is a drastic decrease from the $19.99 and they used to sell these for just console only, $19.99. I mean, they had stacks of these at one point, and I don't know if they just ended up throwing them all away or what. But I was very glad to see that they finally come down on the prices. And did I really need this? Not really, but I realized that somebody will eventually. So if anyone's looking for a complete and working PS1 system, I do have a couple extras now. Just feel free to send me a message and everything. Obviously shipping is an issue, but hopefully I can still get one to you for a little bit cheaper than you pay on eBay anyway. So let me know on that. But also there, on that same day, in their glass case, they had a copy of Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii. This was marked for $9.95 though, and I was a little bit iffy on the price because I realized that the manual was actually really beat up. It's missing all the pages. It's just the front and back cover. But I checked the disc, and the disc is actually in immaculate condition, so I figured that $9.95 for that was still a pretty good deal. And they also had some PS1 games that they had put out, basically all sports games though. I'm kind of thinking somebody might have got there before me to pick through them, but they did have this one there, a long box game, Road Rash. And this one, unfortunately, is not in very good condition. It was a rental. It's got a small rental sticker on the box that should come off fine. But it is missing the manual, and the disc is, it's not scratched, but it's been resurfaced with a really crappy resurfacing machine. So it's all like wavy and stuff. And I'm sure it'll still play fine, but I probably won't keep this one for my collection. Just soon get one that's in a little better condition. But I know complete and in good condition, I think this is like at least a $20 game. So for like $2.44 or whatever I paid for it, I thought it was still a pretty good deal. And that's actually all I found at the St. Vinny's. Moving on next to actually an eBay purchase for a complete in box NES game that I've been looking for a while now. And it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first one. The main reason I wanted this is just because I have Turtles 2 and 3 up here, both complete in box, pretty mint condition. So I've really been looking out for a a mint condition of the first game, and I've just been kicking myself ever since the Midwest Gaming Classic because this box was on my list of things to find. I already had the cartridge and the manual. I just needed the box. Some guy had one there. One of the vendors had one. It was in mint condition. He offered it to me for $12. I probably honestly could have got it for $10 even, and I passed on it. And I just been kicking myself ever since because I realized I wasn't going to find one cheaper than that. But I got a pretty good deal on this one. I think off of eBay I got this for like $13, maybe some change, and there was a couple dollars shipping as well. It was like 15 or 16 bucks, but I was happy to pay that because the box is in really nice shape, and I'm just finally glad to have the whole trilogy. So this last stack of stuff here actually comes from our local game store. I can't really call them the new game store anymore because they've been there for like 8 months or something like that, but I haven't been in there in like 2 months, honestly, because their prices are ridiculous at best. But I was dropping some stuff off at the post office. The store was right down the street, so I decided I'd stop in. And when I stopped in, I realized that they had a lot more games than the last time I was in there, like a bunch more Super Nintendo games and stuff. But even still, if it wasn't a sports game, it was like Mario Paint, just common as dirt. But I walked around the corner and I saw a bunch of boxed Game Boy games. And I got really excited, and then I was like, okay, they're probably going to be overpriced. But I started flipping through them, and I really could not believe the prices they had on them. They were very, very reasonable. Basically, probably what they would have priced them at loose cartridge. And I'm not really one to pay $5, $6, $7 for a loose cartridge Game Boy game. But throw in the box and the manual, and you got yourself a deal most of the time. But anyway, I think I ended up buying 6 of them here. And so here we go. For $4.99, I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Fall of the Foot Clan, complete and in very, very nice shape. I do have it in a box protector here. I mean, $4.99 for that. Where am I ever going to find this for any cheaper than that? So I was definitely picking this one up. I already had the cartridge and the manual, I believe, so maybe I'll offer that to Ryan or his brother. But yeah, very, very cool. Probably the coolest one I got here. I also got Revenge of the Gator. I think this one was probably $6.99. A couple of these were $7. A couple of them were $6. This one was $7, I believe. But again, I was perfectly fine paying that because it's not a common game by any means. It's not like an expensive game or anything. But to get it complete in box, I thought was really cool. It looks like a pinball game though, so I don't know if I'm really going to dig this one. But awesome to get it complete anyway. Also for $4.99, they had Wave Race complete. And I swore I had this game cartridge only. It was actually on my spreadsheet of games that I own, but I guess I didn't have it. I don't know why it was on there. But it was very cool to get this one complete in box for $4.99. This next one here, I actually don't even think I had the cartridge for it prior to getting this one. It's Choplifter 2 Rescue Survive. Again, complete, very nice condition. I think this one was probably $5.99. Also got The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, I found this cartridge actually at our local Goodwill a few months back. That might have been in a video as well. So I already had the cartridge, but again, box and manual. I think this one was $6.99. And then this last one here was $5.99, and that's Dr. Mario. Again, complete, very nice shape. Can't really beat that price. So I had this stack of games here. I did leave 2 of them there, I believe. They had a Super RC Pro-Am, which for some reason was marked at $11.99. I don't know why that one was twice as much. That probably should have been one of the $4.99 ones, to be honest. But they also had a Final Fantasy Legend there, and it was $14.99, I think, which would have been a pretty amazing deal had it been complete. Unfortunately, it was just the game and the box. And the box wasn't in as nice a condition as any of these ones. And I was like, if I'm gonna buy a Final Fantasy game boxed, I want the manual with it and I want the maps with it and stuff. So $15, I was like, it's a good deal, but I'm gonna pass on that one. So I brought these up to the cash register, and I noticed that behind the counter they actually had some more boxed Game Boy stuff. I ended up picking myself up a boxed Game Boy system here. The girl handed this to me, and I could not believe $12.99 this was marked at. And here's the system that was in it here. It's in pretty good working shape. A few scratches on the screen, but I did test it. Everything's working on it. No like dead pixels on the screen or anything. And this one wasn't fully complete. This was the box that came with. It came with Tetris that wasn't in there. I have extras of those. There's a pair of headphones that was supposed to be in here, and the link cable and some batteries. But obviously all that stuff's replaceable. It had the insert and everything in here, and just a few of the manuals that came with it. But yeah, $12.99 for that. Even for just the box, I thought that was a pretty good deal. So I had this whole stack of stuff here, and I was just going to pay cash for it because I was like, I'm getting a pretty good deal. And I actually had like a couple of dollars credit for some prior trade-ins. But I was like, I have so much crap down here in my basement that I could probably trade in and get this stuff for a little bit cheaper, if not free. So I was just going to run home real quick and and grab everything. But I was like, I'm not taking any chances here. And I asked the girl that was working, I said, I'm going to run to the bank and I have some stuff I got to run home and get. I want to trade it in. is there any way you can just hold this stuff for me for 15-20 minutes? I'll be right back. And luckily for me, she said that was fine. She offered to hold it for me, so I left, and am I glad that I had her hold it for me, because when I got back, probably 20 minutes later at the most, there was a guy in there buying the Final Fantasy that I had passed up, and while he was paying for it, he was flipping through my stack of games at the register asking if they were for sale, and luckily for me, the girl just had to say, sorry, they're on hold for somebody, and I was, sigh of relief right there, because had I not had her hold them for me, most of them, if not all of them, I'm sure would have been gone. That guy, I'm sure, would have bought all of them. So, got pretty lucky there, and I think I ended up paying like $7 out of pocket, $7 and some change out of pocket after my trade-in. I had traded in just a bunch of crap. I got like $50 to store credit. So I might be going back to the store a little more often now. Like I said, I hadn't been there in 2 months, but they've won my business back, at least for the time being. I think I got an incredible deal on that stuff, and my box Game Boy collection was pretty much non-existent. I've got probably like 4 or 5 games over there, so to more than double it in one day for like $7.50, I was extremely happy with that. So anyway, that's all I had to show for this video, though. Again, our next video should be our garage sale pickups from this last weekend. We got quite a bit of stuff on Friday and not as much on Saturday, but it was still a decent day. So I want to thank you guys for sticking around and checking out this video, and until next time, take care.